As you look at the assignments this week, I'm just going to give a couple of directions about each, and you can skip ahead to the section that you might need specifics on by looking at the times below. But for the reading this week, goal is to continue our independent reading momentum that we've tried to build throughout the year. I know some of you that probably got wrecked with the schedule. Some of you have read tons of books already and are doing great. But our goal is to keep reading 15 minutes each day. And so, again, I want you to get off of a screen and ideally dig into a book. And so that's option one, is to pick a new book to read. We're going to have about 3 weeks like this where you can read what you want. I'm not going to attach a bunch of assignments to it. I will ask you what you're reading and have you tell me about it. But that's the extent of it. And so I want you to keep, the goal is to improve our reading by improving our volume. So option one is to grab a book that you've got access to, your parents already have. If you want to order one, you can. There's lots of independent bookstores who are delivering, while Amazon has things backed up in storehouses. And that's perfect. You can also download books in a lot of places right now for free, including Audible, if you like to listen, and that could be a cool place to check something out. Option two is to read the news each day. And so to really dig in. And so I'm asking you not to scroll through headlines, but to actually pick articles to read. And so pick, I think, ideally from a variety of sources. You can use allsides.com as an easy place to find some ideas for that. New York Times is offering some specials for students right now. The Associated Press has a great site, a great app. And as we learned in Bell 5, Twitter is really all you need when it comes to reading the news. But I love hearing about what you're reading, so I'll keep asking you about it. And again, no big task, but there will be at some point a chance for you to tell me what you're reading. This week, that will happen on the check-in for Friday. All right, let's talk about the middle task, which is to do some thinking and writing. And this task asks you to wrap up what we've been doing with the Unit 2 book, which feels like we've been doing it forever. I know some of you finished it probably 4 weeks ago. Some people are probably still finishing, but we're going to have some discussion. It asks you to go to the folder in this week's remote learning experience folder. There's a book group discussion folder, and you can see whichever book you're reading, there should be one set up for you. So if I click in the Amusing Ourselves to Death folder or discussion topic, I've put 4 questions in here. You can reply to mine. I think on this task, it asks you to choose at least 2 to reply to. And if you want to reply to all of them, I think that's awesome. If you have like something longer to say about one, that's fine. But reply to me to 2 of those. Then you'll begin to reply to other things that people have said. And so the way I think about it is I'm going to post to Mr. Coates' questions, and then I'm going to reply to the other people in my group and to their comments. And so that's the way we're going to try to carry on this discussion. I thought it might just be simpler than doing a bunch of meets and hangouts. If you have a better idea, shoot me a note. I'm glad to try to set something different up. But for now, this is the way we're going to tackle it. And so this will be our writing for the week. There's not a writing challenge this week. The writing that you'll do is in reflecting on your book through this discussion board. I think that'll take about 40 minutes in between, like figuring out what you want to say, posting it to me, coming back maybe on a different day to read and then reply to everybody. That's about the ballpark I think you should shoot for. All right, the last task is a simple check-in. It's a Google form, as we've done before. I'm asking you about your reading experiences. Number 1, some final thoughts and takeaways about your book. Number 2, it'll ask you about your independent reading, whether that was option 1 or option 2. And then it'll ask you a little bit again about how you think things are going for English 3 in regards to being online. I know it's not great, but I just want to know if there are things that could be clearer for you, if there's more information you need, and we'll keep trying here. Okay, I think that'll take about 10 minutes. It probably won't take you quite that long, but it's there. Lastly, just so you know, there is a link here for an explanation for grades for second semester and how that'll work.